What's good, everyone? World Combat Sports in the building. I had to come on just a little bit earlier than tonight. Reason being, I want to invite everybody to pull up, to the panel, World Combat Sports, so we can talk about this fight. The main event, of course, it's all over the boxing headlines, Devin Haney and Yildiz Gamboa. But first, I wanted to say something has taken place in our country, and that is the fact that the presidential election, where many people were considering that it would be somehow, some way a surprise, just like with Hillary Clinton being ahead and all this other stuff. It's not the case today. I want to give a shout out to GA for y'all, standing up, representing, what I'm saying, doing what we had to do. But, he finally took Pennsylvania, and the rest is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden will be the one that's taking control in the upcoming months. I had to get on here, dog. Shit. Don't y'all come in my inbox talking those shit, knowing damn well you didn't vote for Trump, man. I'm not a political type of guy. I don't get involved in that shit. Shout out to Michael Johnson. What's good, man? Denise Ward's in the building. How you doing, Queen? I just had to come talk to my people and say that, it's still going to be, some difficulties. It's going to be some trials and tribulations, some obstacles for us to get past in the upcoming years. But in the interim, we can say that we get to switch it up a little bit. Those of you that want it so bad for, President Obama to be out of the White House, you got 4 years of hell in certain cases. You got those of you that that wanted that, you got what you asked for, and now we get to try out a new one. We get to try out somebody new. That's all I'm saying. We get to try somebody new. I'm not saying Biden is going to be perfect. I'm just saying we get this. Oh my God, we get to do away with that forever. It has been one of the most torrent freaking 4 years. It's just been absolutely a cloud. I'm talking about a dark canopy, man. It was almost like looking at the Wizard of Oz over and over and over again. Toto, I mean, goddamn. Done, bro. We're done, man, with this. Get somebody else in there. All the people all these people that's going to college. Look, all these people that's going to college, and it's not enough individuals that's motivated and interested to jump in politics. And it's history. Once again, it's history. It was history with President Obama. Now it's about to be history with Kamala Harris. It's history. She's going to be the first female VP ever. It might be a long time before this even happens again. It's historic. Okay, Biden, in many cases, people are going to say he should have won because he's already in there for 8 years with President Obama. Now, he himself gets to take over command. And, we can only hope and, assume that it's going to be much better than what we have been through these last 4 years, man. These last 4 calendars that we have struggled, scratched and clawed, that we have experienced some of the most insensitive type of actions. I mean, hey, this is the first time you really even hear me talking about this shit. But I think it's warranted now that the election is pretty much sealed, and he can freaking sue all the regions that he wants. I really don't care. I'll leave that up to him. But I'm just happy that we're almost at a place where we can have this presidential election, change it out, and move on about our lives. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be tough. Always going to be tough. They all quiet now. Why Trump got more W. Trump hot more excuses than Wilder. Michael said Trump got more excuses than Wilder. Looking forward to fight night and the replay of Davis Santa Cruz. Yes, the AK sorority will be out in full force for Kamala Harris. Absolutely. I'm liking that jacket. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I try to brand as much as I possibly can there, Denise. But good looking out. Appreciate you. I just want to, make this announcement. I'm gonna start having, maybe once a week, dealing with boxing, of course. Open panels, and you heard it right here. I'm gonna name it smelling sauce. I'm gonna name our open panel smelling sauce because we that's not allowed in boxing anymore. It used to when I was coming up, you know what I'm saying? And it woke cats up that was in trouble, but you can't use it today. You know what I'm saying? That's only the people who grew up around combat sports around there. But I just think of little things like that, man. Smelling sauce, man. That's gonna be my open panel. Smelling sauce. EP1 is gonna be on deck. Open panel to discuss boxing or whatever the topic of discussion is. It don't make general conversation. It's gonna be smelling sauce, man. That's what it's gonna be, smelling sauce. Keep some people woke out here. But if you haven't already heard, Denise Ward said that would be good open panel. Yeah, man, for sure. It's gonna be that smelling sauce, man. What they was not even allowed anymore in boxing. In some countries it's allowed, but it's not allowed over here in the U.S. It's a long lost, you know, um, pick me up, so to speak. It take you to a whole nother world. I mean, like I said, some countries still use it, but not over here. Nothing but Vaseline, water, maybe some alcohol. Now we're talking about something to wake up those brain cells up in there. When you're feeling a little woozy there, Michael. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about something to wake up those brain cells that may be in a state of semi-consciousness. You know what I'm saying? That smelling sauce did the job. That smelling sauce woke their ass up. Say, okay, we good. We're good. Don't worry about it. We're good. I know what to do now. You took like 15 punches last round. I'm good. It's not gonna happen this round. You put that smelling sauce on. I'm woke now. I'm good. Nothing else needs to be said. We can go. We can get this done. I'm knocking them out this round. So you need me to break another? No, I'm good. That's enough smelling sauce. Shit, that shit's strong as fuck. No more. I'm using that in a vehicle, but it's amazing what you get to see out here in the vehicle. But I just finished eating, man. So before I got to the house, I wanted to invite everybody. Just get on here and give a shout out to the supporters. Invite everybody to show up. The zone is kicking off. Fight card tonight. Devin Haney, Yorkers Gamboa. I want to invite everybody to pull up. You know what it is, man. World Combat Sports. Just got back from a grappling tournament. So, the grind never stopped. I have another one coming up in November 14th. That's gonna be a Naga no-gi tournament. Ooh, it should be nasty. Oh my God. I mean, I know a lot of people that tune in don't really follow grappling tournaments, but for me, it's very much educational for me to go check out these BJJ tournaments. But anyway, presidential changeover is upon us, people. Joe Biden has sealed his president electoral his presidential race and him running for the presidency in the U.S. He's had enough people to just say, you know what, it's time for change. It's time for motherfucking change. And it's here. It's not perfect. Don't get it twisted. Joe Biden isn't perfect. Hell to the no. He ain't perfect. But goddamn it, it's better than what we had up in there. And like I said before, I'm just bewildered just a little bit of all the college tuition that people, the debt that people are paying off, and it's not more people jumping into politics to run this country. It's puzzling to me. It's extremely puzzling. But we'll take what we can get right now. We'll take what we can get right now, and we'll walk with it. Just D-Style, that would be wonderful. D-Style in the building. Salute to you. What up, bro? Hey, man. I like you on a future show on HCP. Man, you know what it is? It's no question, man. It's no question, man. Y'all be sure to check out D-Style Boxing, man. Solid boxing content, man. And good group of brothers, man, out there doing it the right way. Shout out to kind of local sports too, man. But y'all continue to damn set fire to this boxing media game. But yeah, everybody that's tuned in, man, be sure to stop by World Combat Sports. Yeah, I cover boxing and MMA, but tonight it's gonna be strictly boxing, people. Real talk is gonna be strictly boxing. We're gonna check out this fight card, that's going on with the zone, and we're gonna take it from there. And what we're looking for? We're looking for some damn good performances throughout. It's boxing. We're just not looking for the main event. We sitting up here assessing and observing the entire fight card, man. That's the way the real ones do it. Don't just tune in for Devin Haney, Yuriorkis Gamboa, man. Let's check out the whole entire fight card, man. That's the way it's going down. That's the way it's going down. And furthermore, who's going to be the next big star over there from the U.S.? We got Devin Haney. Canelo is left now, so they're really looking forward and putting all the freaking burden on the shoulders of Devin Haney to step up and be the next face, because he's going to be over there at the zone for quite some time. So now we look forward to these big fights for Devin Haney after Gamboa, because to be honest, people, I'm not going to sit up here and play any verbal games and like people love to do, going against the grain, and the fighter that's supposed to win, they try to act like they're going to go for the fighter that isn't supposed to win. I'm going to tell you point blank, Gamboa has been down in his career like close to 13 or 14 times. It is no way, without any compunction, that I see Gamboa defeating Devin Haney. It's just all about how Devin Haney is going to get the victory. That is the question. How long is the fight going to last? That is the question. So once this is over with, what's next? What's next? Because once again, the word that I'm seeing out here, I don't see people calling out Devin Haney's name, man. That's not good for business. That's just not good for business, man. Him and his team and all the top hitters in the lightweight division is going to have to continue to build their brand up. And as much as I try to explain to people, you can sit up here and talk about a certain boxer all day long, but how they register with the fans, they have to register with the fans in a different way. And if you have Ryan Garcia stepping there with Luke Campbell, and he's up here calling out Gervonta Davis, he's not even calling out Haney. And then the only fight that we're really looking forward to, crossing our fingers, is freaking Teofimo Lopez. If he's going to indeed, accept, because I'm pretty sure Haney them going to call out Teofimo Lopez after the win. They're going to make it as theatrical as possible in front of the cameras. They're going to make it known that we need to do this. We need to make this undisputed lightweight title the right way. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some jabs. It's going to be some verbal sparring. It's going to be some shots fired. It's going to be everything you're supposed to see in a post-fight like we've seen previously, especially in Devin Haney's case, because why? He's a WBC world champion. So with that being said, he has to go on the hunt for the man with all the titles. It's only right for him, being a young lion in the game, to go over there and try to get these titles and fight for these titles. So we want to see an undisputed fight. We want to see that undisputed fight. If you're going to say the franchise belt, even though Mauricio Sulaiman has basically made it official, but the hardcore boxing fans say, hey, in order for subject name to be recognized as the undisputed title holder, he must indeed fight the last remaining champion of the lightweight division, and that is Devin the Dream Haney. I like to see a good, solid boxing match. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit up here and dog out one fighter just because another fighter is you know, more favorite from other people's perspective. That's not how I get down when I report on boxing. You know, even my fighter that I'm supporting, I want them to go in there and give a good account of themselves, man, and put on a damn good performance. Alexander in the building. Salute. TJ, what's good? What's good? I want to invite all y'all, man, to jump on the panel, man. I'm starting a new freaking open panel called Smelling Sauce, man. For those of you that's following boxing, you know what Smelling Sauce is. Yeah, wake me up. Pick me up, man. You know, it's all pertaining to boxing. It's all pertaining to combat sports. So, you know, drop in, man, so we can make this happen. What's good, Line Killer? What's good? What's good? You heard it here first, though. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be Smelling Sauce. I like the sound of it. I can't say I like the feeling of it because, you know, the feeling is different for everybody. But it'll pick up, you know, it'll pick up and do what it do. It's all good. But definitely I will, you know, be toasting later for where we at right now. The election is pretty much sealed up. Pennsylvania, you know, one of them battlegrounds, Biden had to win. He did. He won Pennsylvania, and now we moving on. I know Michael Rappaport, man, he's been dogging out the CIC for the test of time, man. He been absolutely disrespectful. He been one of the most disrespectful people on social media for the longest of time, and he got his wish. He has his wish now. You know, he's gone. He will be. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come up talking about. You know, he said he was gonna sue Georgia. I said, go ahead, sue, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Go ahead and sue Georgia if you think something was going on with the ballots and all that. Go ahead, man. I don't give a damn. But what we need for you to do is call, you know, 3 Men Trucking Company and get them to start unloading your stuff out the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, so we can, you know, we can start moving on with things. That's what we need for you to do right now. That's what we need for you to do. No ifs, ands, buts about it, man. 2020 has been one of the worst years we have experienced in this era. It's been one of the worst, man. It has placed us in a moment of isolation with the COVID-19. It has basically put people in a situation that have worked all their lives for the business that they was running or they was working for. They have basically seen that crumble to the ground. A lot of people lost their livelihood, lost their homes, lost their way of living, all that shit. Over 35, 40 million on unemployment. It's been a wild year. It's been a wild ride, y'all. And we can only look forward to 2021, man. I know they've been talking about a second shutdown. I hope that that's far out, you know, for a second shutdown. But let's stay positive, people. Let's stay positive. Let's look forward to these boxing matches that's on the horizon in 2021. And, you know, the presidential election is going to be what it is. For of the toughest years. Now we get to look forward to boxing on the next calendar year. It should be some very solid matches coming up. So we have to, just keep our hope, keep our faith, and look forward to these big matches coming up. Also, we have to look at the fact that a lot of people are up in arms about comments that's being made about, Wilder coming out saying what he said about, the glove situation, how he felt, firing his trainer. And then we heard Teofimo Lopez come out with what he said, basically saying, you're a grown man, stop being a bitch. He didn't call him a bitch. He said, stop being a bitch. But of course, other people are looking at this as if, he called them a bitch. Men in general, we need to kind of relax with calling the next man bitch and trying to put them in a situation of demasculinity. You're trying to make them feel like they're inferior. Bitch, right now in this common day and time, when you call another man that outside of the confines of prison or jail, it's like and done a sentence, according to who you're talking to. Not everybody's going to give you the reaction that you look for. But I can say this, when it comes to individuals being confronted or meeting those individuals in person, it would be a totally different energy. It's very different being behind a computer screen and a keyboard, calling people bitches, hoes, and all this other shit that goes on. But I'm not sure why Teofimo Lopez, a boxer who I truly support, Deontay Wilder, absolutely support two of my fighters I support out there. I'm not sure why he directed his attention to Deontay Wilder to say stop acting like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because the man lost. He's not making excuses for losing. But y'all was asking him to come out, and he came out, and that's why he should have never said anything. I've been on record. Champ, don't talk, because now you just basically injected more energy to these social media or these new media people to talk about the words that you spoke on. Now he's his own man, and he said what he said. So I ain't sitting up here saying anything else, man. He's a grown ass freaking man. Say what the hell you want to say when you say it. Teofimo Lopez, that's not the first time a man called another man a bitch in boxing. I'm not going to get up in arms in that. I've heard worse in my lifetime. I'm from the South. They was calling us niggas down here forever and a day. According to where you at, it still happen. It still go down. So that shit is light. He's from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He's heard worse. But since it was put out on social media, people are making a big deal of it. You know what I'm saying? Fighters call each other bitch all the time. You don't have to let them basically convince people that you are. Don't respond to it as if you really are a bitch. Don't allow them to have that authority. They just Copeland. There's a Copeland medal. Seemed like some kids that have medals around them. I was curious to see if he was in that BJJ tournament. I don't know. Anyway, all I'm saying is the person that the energy was directed to, don't allow them to have control over you and authority. As if you are a bitch and you never heard that word before. All this whole ass nigga and all this other shit, people say what they want. When it comes down to it in real life, it's different. We just had a rapper down here that was on camera with his kid walking through the store. His son, We High, y'all. His son, We High, walking, and him and his son and somebody else when they was having a conversation about, somebody shooting his dad. And then, Kevon was like, what happened to that nigga? What happened to him? What happened to him? And he said, you shot him. He got shot. He said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what?
K-Bun just got killed coming out the club. It's all on World Star and everything. The altercation happened between him, his group, and another group. And from what I understand, they say there was some off-duty. I don't know, but he got shot. You see him on video falling to the ground. His boys are trying to help him out. They put him into a vehicle, take him to the hospital, and he ended up passing away. So his DJ gets on live, he's crying and everything. And of course they missing they people. This is guys they spend time with all the time in the studio. Anyway, this life out here isn't for play, y'all. This shit isn't for play. And I care enough to care less than some of these cats on here. You just treat them like they look, you know, reckless, wild kids who never quite understand. Like you can't take everybody serious out here on social media. All the big mouth rah shit. I look at it like, man, it's funny. It's funny, dog, because I know if we was in person, you wouldn't be saying shit like that. You gotta chill. People get killed every day out here in these streets, man. They have thousands of social media followers, and not one of those social media followers can freaking protect them when they out there with their family. He said he said Trump is filing a lawsuit for the dead people that voted. Hey man, they got rights too, dog. Man, they got rights too, bro. Don't hate. Dead people got to be heard too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dead people have to be heard just like anything else. Whether it's the spirit or the soul, they have to be heard too, man.
And I'm not trying to make light of that, but the same thing happened when the stimulus checks went out. Dead people was getting the stimulus checks, man. It was just funny as hell. Dead people was being sent stimulus checks. It's crazy. South Carolina, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's crazy. But you can only be mature about certain situations. Don't try to sit up here and take grown men for what they are. Some of these people are age appropriate, but they ignorant as hell, bro. Like they ignorant as shit. They think everybody live off this social media stuff every day. It's some people that really wake up in the morning and they gotta jump on social media and put out a video and they gotta live. Their income comes from social media and stuff like that. I go around all these places, man. I love the sport. If you donate, you donate. But I'm not gonna get on here every other second and say, donate to the channel, drop a live chat, drop a live chat. I say before, if people fuck with you, you don't have to tell them shit. If they really fuck with you, they'll support you. They'll support you. Boxing is huge, man. Boxing is a huge sport. But here on YouTube, you only have a select few of boxing communities that speak on the sport on a regular. And that's where the line is drawn. Like you have those individuals who support who they support. It shouldn't be no one group of people trying to monopolize. And those people like me shouldn't be concerned about those individuals and who's tuning in their channel, whatever. Because look, we have so many in the US population. You trying to tell me I'm worried about that? I'm not worried about that. People are going to show up to this channel regardless. So that's why I'm putting it out there. Come by and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Come by and check out World Combat Sports tonight. You know, we're gonna have a panel and talk about this fight, definitely. And it's gonna be a new freaking open panel called Smelling Sauce. I know people talk about smoke, but goddamn it, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You know what's more potent than smoke? Gas. Shit. For those of you who ain't been in a gas chamber, you know what's more potent? Smelling sauce. You know what I'm saying? Chemicals. That shit is a whole different world we live in right there when it comes to the human body. But yeah, man, we got a huge card tonight, man. I'm looking forward to it. Believe that. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward because even though this fight does nothing for Devin Haney's career in a sense, it is a pretty interesting fight because it's all about how he goes in there and get the win. And then, of course, post-fight, you know, people can expect him to call out Teofimo Lopez. That's obvious. He's going to call out Teofimo Lopez. He's not going to call out Ryan Garcia. He'll probably put Ryan Garcia on the back like Ryan Garcia did him. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia is calling out Gervonta. Gary Russell Jr. is calling out Gervonta. And that's not a fight I wouldn't mind seeing. But we already know the history between Floyd Mayweather and Gary Russell Jr. So I'm really not sure if that fight can take place. But Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, PPV 2021. It really has to happen. If it doesn't happen, the people, the hardcore fans in boxing needs to understand what this is about. Boxing is a business, y'all. It's always going to be a business. And you know, when it's all about business, it's going to piss a lot of people off because you're not going to see the best fight the best. And you probably asking yourself, so how in the hell it can be about business and making money if that fighter is considered the best? Because it's a popularity contest. Some of the fighters with damn good, respectable resumes isn't ranked higher in the division or the pound for pound list, and they may be a multi-division champion, but they're not as popular or whatever the criteria is for these people to get together and basically come up with a vote on who should be the top pound for pound list and what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? That's it. What have you done for me lately? That's what it boils down to. Because you look at the pound for pound list, it's pretty fuzzy. It's pretty fuzzy. Vasily Lomachenko was in number 2, right? He loses everything. He drops down to 7. Alexander Usyk, you know, he don't have his cruiserweight titles no more. He faces Chase Witherspoon, then goes in there against Derek Chisora. Look average, but he's still sitting. He's still sitting number 4 in front of Spence. How, man? How, Sway? How? Who's? Why are you all boosting Usyk up so much? He don't have a fucking belt. So why is he sitting at number 4 in front of Spence? How? Teofimo Lopez breaks into the top 10 at number 6 because, okay, he defeated the top pound for pound. Now, I did a live way back when I said, I think if Devin Haney, let's say Devin Haney would have been the one who defeated Lomachenko, would they have put Devin Haney in the top pound for pound list as they did Teofimo Lopez? That's a huge question mark. Because just because you beat the top 2 pound for pound guy doesn't mean you switch places with him. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. So Teofimo Lopez, they remove Lomachenko. Teo gets thrown to number 6, and Lomachenko is number 7. They look for a long time. There was only one lightweight on the top pound for pound, one freaking lightweight. Now it's 2 lightweights. The lightweight that picked up his second loss. Teofimo Lopez is still undefeated, and he's a unified champion in lightweight. But yet he's just one slot in front of Vasily Lomachenko, who has no belts. And he's talking about freaking going back down to 130. How? Real talk. Somebody help me understand. Excuse me. Help me understand how that list is being developed. What is going on, man? Like, how does that happen? Gennady Golovkin was sitting at number 7, and all of a sudden, boom, gone. You know, Manny Pacquiao was sitting at number 10, boom, gone. Manny Pacquiao haven't fought nobody as of late. He's still the WBA champion. He get moved off the list. But Vasily Lomachenko and freaking Alexander Usyk still stays on the list. Placeholders. That's just my point. Like, where's the consistency going on here? Juan Estrada. He has a fight coming up. He has 3 losses. Champion out of the lower division. But it's only one Juan Estrada that's on the list. Of course, you have Arthur Beterbiev, 15-0, 15 knockouts. He's hanging out at the bottom of the list. So where's the consistency? Because, you know, Canelo Alvarez, it's no way that he's going to get freaking removed. There's no way. Now that he's a free agent and potentially he may step in there with Caleb Plant, and if indeed he steps in there with Caleb Plant, who's the IBF super middleweight champion, undefeated, and just say he goes in there and win, he's not going anywhere. It's only going to set up a bigger fight with Canelo Alvarez. And salute to Canelo, man, for being able to make his own moves. Look, I'm gonna tell you, man, Canelo been doing his own thing in boxing for a while, but now he really gets to, you know, make some big moves. Look, he kind of threw everybody off with that Caleb Plant fight, but don't get it twisted. It's some freaking individuals, it's some fighters that's out there. We have that vacant WBC title that's up there. No one's even been talking about that. They haven't even said David Benavidez is going to be next up to make that happen. You know, it would have been good. Canelo can fight for that. He was trying to get Avni Yildirim to fight for that freaking WBC title. They turned that shit down. So it would be good for Canelo to go in here and fight for the vacant WBC, fight for Caleb Plant's IBF. I mean, that should be on point, yo. Shit, that's what we talking about. Big fights. That should be on point. That should be on point, man. So keep your eyes open. You know, Canelo is gonna have some big fights lined up for 2021. I'm looking forward to G. Russell getting a big fight in 2021, man. For Gervonta Davis, I doubt it. But I doubt he steps in there with Shakur Stevenson. I doubt any of that. You know what I'm saying? We still looking for. Oh shoot! His dad about to goddamn snatch a blackout there is running out here in this street. Anyway, I'm looking forward to G. Russell stepping on back. His brothers, Antonio and Antoine, man. You know, people have to understand. Antoine is at 140 also. So keep a lookout for him at 140, junior welterweight. Still trying to wait. Shout out to Josh Greer Jr. Josh Greer Jr. is on his way back to 14. He's on his way back to the freaking ring after taking that loss of Mike Cornea, which was a awkward type of fighter. But he had this crazy type left hook, this whipping left hook that worked miracles for him. You know, so shout out to Chicago's own, man. I'm not sure if you all ever tuned in to Ringside. They had a fighter. His IG is like Desto. I don't want to get his handle wrong, but his first name is Destin, right? And it's this producer that followed around these prospects for like
10 years. These two boxing prospects, and Destin was one of those boxing prospects. And one of the guys went on to have a solid amateur turned professional boxing career. As in Destin was locked up for burglary, for breaking into houses, and they got him on multiple counts. They charged him with multiple counts. So he ended up doing 4 years. He was locked up for 4 years. So in San Antonio, I ended up having the opportunity to interview him and his father. Doing that documentary, if you haven't seen it, The Ringside, check it out, man. It's a very touching documentary for you boxing fans. Very touching. It doesn't get any realer than this. It doesn't get any realer than this. Real talk. So I was able to interview him and his pops in San Antonio. And I haven't posted the video yet. I am. But if you do have Netflix or Hulu, check out The Ringside and check out that documentary. It taken from these kids growing up, from the time they was amateur prospects, they was damn both good, to the path, the fork in the road for both of them. One went left, one went right, man, in their careers. It shows when Destin's getting out, you know, how much he's grown up and matured. Him stepping back in the square after 4 years. I can't tell you the whole story. You got to check it out. You know what I'm saying? He stepped back in the boxing ring for after 4 years, man. And it was like he didn't have what he had when he was younger, and it just hit him. He was like, shit. You know, he was going in there and he was thinking he was gonna have that boxing, that timing and everything, that fluency, after being locked up for so long, and it just wasn't there. It wasn't there, man. You know, so right now, in life as we know it, he's 9-0. Right now, in life as we know it, he's 9-0. He's undefeated. He's a welterweight fighter. I interviewed him and his pops in San Antonio on Gervonta Davis Santa Cruz Fight Week, and be on the lookout for that interview. Be on the lookout for that interview. And I want to thank him and his dad. His dad, you know, go off red, but his real dad, is in the freaking documentary. You know, he's talking to his son from jail. You know, his family, everything. It's just a very solid boxing documentary that you need to check out. Real life shit. Real life. And even speaking to the young man in person, you can tell he's matured. You can tell he understands what he need to be. He's signed to Adrian Broner's About Billions boxing promotion. So I just throw that nugget out there too. So of course, you know, when AB came on deck, they was hanging out for a minute, him and his people, all this other stuff. But yeah, y'all be sure to check that out, man, and give him a follow. I think it's Desto.29. I think that's his IG handle, but his name is Destin. It's not spelled Destine. It's spelled like Destyne. Destin, something like that. He's a tall guy, tall fighter, welterweight division, and he's currently 9-0. He's currently 9-0. So be sure to check that out when you get a moment. Be sure to check that out. But that was the news I had, man. You know, the media shit never stops. Real talk. I interviewed Vito Mielnicki, aka White Magic. For those of you that don't really follow the guys that's on the come up, but he's 6-0 right now. First time I seen him, I think he was like 1-0. So he's fighting on PBC. He is also a welterweight. And when he was fighting on TV, he was still in high school. He has since graduated from high school. So it was fun to link up with him again. The last time I seen him, he was with his mom's in the MGM Grand. So he has a fight coming up also. So check out Vito Melnicki, man. Check him out on IG. AKA White Magic. Look him up. They building him up too. Shout out to Lolo Harris. His dad, Charles Harris. They out here grinding, building up his record. He's now 2-0 fighter, undefeated. He's also tall, rangy, has very respectable, sharp boxing technique. So be on the lookout for those guys. Man, I deal in the grassroots, man. I mean, those where all the diamonds are at, man. These cats that's on the come up. You can't keep on, look, you can't sit up here and talk about age. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about a fighter fighting somebody out of a lower division when these fighters, they start off boxing sometime like 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? They start off so young. And then they work their way up to get the big fight. And then just say they come up on the scene, they 17, 18 years old, and everybody's glorifying them for being in the sport at so young. But yet, if somebody fights them, they say, well, so-and-so was too green, they was too young, they weren't in the sport long enough. Nah, man. Hey, guys start off in boxing very young, 5, 6 years old. Only a certain percentage of fighters make it. That's all I'm saying. So I'm moving on for that, man. I would definitely say check out the YouTube channel. It might be today. I'm gonna try to finish this up when I get back. Post a video out there on my YouTube, World Combat Sports YouTube, and also I'm gonna post it on my worldcombatsports.com. You know, check out the website when you got a minute. That's what this is about, man. Yes, I got a website out there. I try to post most of my current videos out there. Yeah, YouTube, Facebook page, and my group, World Combat Sports, and my boxing group that's out there, All Hands Boxing. So multiple layers of media that I post my content out there for you who support. I appreciate it. And you know, the grind ain't gonna stop, y'all. The grind isn't gonna stop. Believe that. The grind is not going to stop. So what's next is, of course, the Danny Garcia and Errol Spence. That's what's next. That's what's next. Danny Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. on deck real soon. Texas, Cowboy Stadium. I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all be sure to stop through. Show some support. Show your support for World Combat Sports, and I'm out.